I'm Just Saying is sponsored by Hover.com. Go to gfu.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. FreshBooks. FreshBooks is an easy-to-use online invoicing service that saves you time, gets you paid faster, and makes you look professional. Get started completely for free at FreshBooks.com. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ. Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Just Saying Week 84. I am Andrew Zarian. I'm joined by Lon Blaze, as I am each and every week. How you doing, Lon?
I'm doing good.
And Joanna's here. How you doing, Joe?
Hi, how are you?
In I'm Just Saying Purple.
Yes, and I'm Just Saying Purple.
Yeah, you match.
I dressed.
You
For
did.
the
I told her to
occasion.
not wear black because people keep blending into the wall. So
I
I
know.
wore
Yeah.
brown. So
Yeah.
Yes, that goes so well, sweetie.
yeah, I'm in my boot camp gear, so I can't
Yeah.
help it. So what'd you do over the weekend? Anything important? We did the Oscar movies.
I did. I worked, actually. I had a lot of work to do. I had to catch up with a lot of work. I had to fix a couple computers, so I spent the entire weekend working.
So
Ooh.
here's our advice. Stay away at all costs from Tree of Life.
Oh my
which
God.
Roger Ebert put
Oh
as
my
like his
God.
second favorite film of the year.
Oh my God.
And
It's that bad.
oh my
It's
God.
that bad.
You know what it is? It's
It's
two
that bad.
movies. One movie's not bad. The other movie is like, it's like the director just said, "I want to masturbate on camera,"
Yeah.
and that's
Well,
what
it
he
has
did.
it has nothing to do with the story.
But
It's
everything
this
leads to that.
symbolic.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
birth of the universe from
Yes,
the Big
it's
Bang,
the birth of the universe.
Is that okay?
and it goes on and
But
on.
it goes on and on. I mean, you're like 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes maybe into the movie, into the story, and all of a sudden,
In essence, it's like,
It-
how did this come to be?
Yeah.
Let us
let's
go back to the beginning.
the beginning of Earth.
Not
and-
Earth, the universe.
What's the name again?
Tree,
The
of,
Tree
Life.
of Life. And it's like watching a slow motion nature film of like volcanoes exploding.
Oh, I would
It's
like
like
that.
Carl's-
Is that all it's about?
It's like Carl Sagan with half the
But
personality.
it
No,
goes
Yeah.
on for like 20 minutes.
and then it leads back to a family in Texas in the late 50s. You know, basically that the entire history of the universe
Is based around these people.
has led to this.
has
Okay.
led to this moment.
And then
And-
it becomes a regular movie about
And then we
a screwed up kid who commits suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we periodically see this tree that grows during the course of the
'Cause
movie
it's the
tree
tree of love.
of life.
That's awful.
oh, it's awful.
It was awful.
It's awful. We watched it with two friends.
And we kept
And we
watching
all-
it because we couldn't believe that it would actually continue.
It was so bad. No one was saying anything. And about a half hour into the movie, finally,
I said,
this
this is going to make one hell of a musical.
No, I said, okay, is it me or is this the weirdest freaking movie you've ever seen?
That's awful.
And
But you got it. It wasn't so weird that it was like, I have no idea what was going on. The metaphor was pretty obvious.
And it was like, I get it.
But
I
it was
get
like, I get it. And then
get
they
it.
just kept beating you over the head with it.
It's like,
Switch to the next day when we saw
speaking of beating over the head.
a better life.
Okay.
Great movie. The guy from it,
Great movie.
His name is Demian Bichir. He's been nominated for Best Actor. It's about a guy, migrant, Mexican migrant in Southern California who's a gardener.
Yeah,
And it's
just
amazing.
It's basically
so
just
good.
a slice of life about this guy and his
That's
son.
great. Somebody in the room, I don't think they heard you say it earlier, but they said it sounds like cinematic masturbation.
That's exactly what it was.
And that's exactly what you
That's
guys said at the
exactly
top
what
of the
it
hour.
was.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
our friend Oliver said it was like, it reeks of like some like grad school film student who's sitting there like jerking
Yeah.
off on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
There's
know?
a lot of those, though. I've seen, you know which movie I saw? The movie with Sasha Grey, the porn star. It's called like The Girlfriend Experience. Did you ever see
Oh,
that?
I heard about the movie.
I'll
Didn't
tell
see
you,
it.
the entire
yeah.
movie is the director and the producer just in a circle jerk and the writer thinking this is the greatest movie ever written. I cannot tell you. I like there are some artsy movies out there,
Yes.
and sometimes it's over my head. Like I feel like I don't get it, and maybe because I'm not involved in that, like I'm not deep enough. Like this movie, I felt like that for the first 45 minutes, and then I realized no, just the movie makes no sense, and there's no humanity behind the movie. It was such a disconnected movie.
I saw that.
You saw the movie?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I didn't like it either.
No, I just like I understood like certain. It's almost like they tried to do certain things.
Yeah, but they
and
didn't quite
they
succeed.
failed at the human connection.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. No, actually, I have a tendency to like esoteric movies.
More than I do.
Oh, more
than
than
you
he
do.
does. I mean, I'm one of those. Put me in front of a movie that's like far, subtitled, confusing, slow, and everyone dies at the end, and I'm happy. I love that.
No, I'm fine with that too. Just makes sense.
But this was horrible.
We were just, I mean, at a certain point, we just started picking on the
Yeah,
movie.
we all just started laughing. I mean, and you know what's really sad? Brad Pitt is in the movie,
And he's really good.
He's wonderful. The times that he's in the movie, he's wonderful. He's
the
giving
guy
a
that plays his
fabulous
wife is
performance.
nominated for an Oscar, not for this, but for The Help. She's the crazy blonde in it. She's in a supporting role. She's really good. She was in like 5 movies last year.
Yeah.
She's really good in the movie. There are a couple of really good performances. Sean Penn just looks like Sean Penn through the whole movie. Sean Penn looks
Yeah.
like
Sean Penn is
Sean Penn. I might be thinking about something very deeply, or I may not just be constipated.
Yeah.
know?
And I didn't brush my hair, and kind of stumbles through the movie. He's not in it very much.
No,
He's only in.
he plays
in it.
one of the kids grown up.
Yeah,
and
it's kind
and
of
he
a
does
flashback,
reflection.
kind of.
Yeah, so it
Sort
was.
of, it was, but the other film is really excellent. A Better Life, really, really good.
Really, really good.
Yeah, really
Oh,
good.
and by the way, the streak is over. Joe has been cast.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. I have been cast in a short film, an independent short film,
Yes.
and apparently I was very believable at playing. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. Apparently I was very believable.
Almost broke my toe. It's fine.
At playing an oversexed wife who
That's
attempts
great.
to jump a young guy who comes to the house to buy her cat.
Oh my god.
And that's not a metaphor. How's that?
Yeah.
Well, it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was joking.
yeah. So yes. So that was my.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so we have exactly, I'd say, 11 minutes to discuss the passing of Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Yes.
Ready, set, go. I think she had an amazing voice. Everyone agree? Amazing
Yes.
voice?
Yes, everybody
amazing
agrees.
voice. One of the most amazing voices of all time? Possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly one of the most amazing voices. Okay. Andrew, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Before you found out that Whitney Houston had passed away, when was the last time you thought about her, and what was your thought?
I thought she died years ago.
Okay.
No, I honestly, the last thought of her is you know what's my last thought of her? She had a reality show with Bobby Brown a couple
Yeah.
years
Yes.
ago where they were discussing how when one is constipated, the other one will manually take the excrement.
Yeah.
No,
That's right.
Excrement.
Yeah.
Out
I can't
of-
believe you're going to hang on that
Oh
word, but
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. Out of the other one's rear end.
Oh my God.
That was in.
Are
that-
you serious?
I swear to you, that was in the. That's what they were talking about.
Did you watch the show?
I saw parts of it. Like,
Okay.
what
to
show
me,
are you talking about? Last night?
Life with Bobby Brown or
No.
Okay.
I saw parts of it. I didn't watch the entire
I
season.
couldn't watch
I
the whole
couldn't
thing.
watch it.
I
It
watched
was-
about 10 minutes. It was the most uncomfortable reality show because unlike all the other reality shows, it was way, way too real.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that. I mean, you know me. I love my trash TV. That was beyond trash TV. I could not watch that. It was such a train wreck. It was so
but
horrible.
it's so horrible because people. She wasn't a train wreck to begin with. You know,
No,
she was
she
actually
wasn't.
a.
I heard that she was
She
not
wasn't.
today. I heard on a report that she had no problem with addiction till after The Bodyguard. So she had a real good.
Well, Bobby was the alleged. Apparently, I mean,
Yes.
that's what
Yeah, but
everybody
she-
said. Bobby was the reason why she.
right. But
Yeah, but
why
you know
does
what?
someone who is beautiful and brilliantly talented and successful and has everything go fall for someone like that and then stay with them? There had to have been something going on there with her that she.
Listen, I'm sorry, but a lot of people blame him, but you cannot blame one person for the other person's mistakes. You know what?
No.
You could hold a joint in front of me and say, Andrew, smoke this, and I'm the one that decides that
Right.
I'm going to smoke it.
Especially if you're an adult. We were having this conversation earlier today, and I said, honestly, okay, first of all, everyone is carrying. You cannot not hear about it if you turn
Yeah.
on the TV, if you turn on the radio. People are carrying on like she was a saint or whatever, and it really kind of pisses me off. Look, it's tragic that she's dead. It's tragic. It's really sad. She was a beautiful, brilliantly
And a
talented
waste.
woman, and it's a waste. But she did it to herself.
And it doesn't
She
negate
did
Yeah,
what,
it herself.
and it doesn't negate what she did,
No.
good or bad.
But it's the same thing. I mean,
But like
we-
death, death is the new virginity. You die, and immediately everything that you've done badly becomes forgotten, and everything that you did good becomes elevated. You aren't guilty of anything anymore. She was, now she's a princess.
She was an industry joke. I mean, she had
That's
become
kind of
an
why I asked the
industry
question,
joke.
because if you had asked me,
Yeah.
I mean,
please, please forgive me, Whitney, but my thought before, 10 seconds before, if someone said word association, Whitney Houston, I would have said crack whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
did you see one of the clips when she tried
she
to
couldn't sing.
perform? The voice was gone. She was forgetting words.
And she was yelling at the
And then
audience.
and she was yelling at the audience. I mean, it was painful to watch. But I said, and Lonnie said to me, because I was really mad, and Lonnie said to me, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't bring this up today because we shouldn't, really.
Because I
kick
said to her, I said, honey, what is it that I said, are you mad?
Yes, I'm mad.
And I said, all right, tell me exactly what it is that you're mad at. Are you mad at Whitney? Are you mad at the fans? Are you mad at, what is it that you're mad at?
I'm mad at Whitney for ruining herself.
But listen, she's a 48-year-old woman. You're not talking about a 22-year-old like Lindsay
that's
Lohan.
exactly-
Okay, you know what? You could say that she's young and she's stupid,
That's exactly my point.
and you could come up with some weird, convoluted reasoning on why she's doing what she is doing.
Exactly
but
my point. She did this to herself.
she didn't start off as a train wreck.
And she had everything going for her. She had everything that anyone could. She had gifts that people would kill for.
Yeah, there's a
And-
lot of people to blame. One, and in my opinion, I think one is, of course, yourself. But
Right.
two, these people surround themselves with
people who say,
people
yeah,
who just
whatever
say,
you
yeah.
say.
Michael Jackson is a perfect example
Yes.
of what it's like to be a huge celebrity where nobody can say no to you.
Well, Michael Jackson is a slightly
But he's
different
another one. He's another.
circumstance.
I'm sorry, but
in-
he's
in
another
that-
junkie, and he's a
Yes.
super junkie.
Yes, but
And-
it's a slightly different circumstance only in that he really was, his childhood was so screwed up.
Yeah, but-
he was so
yeah.
isolated from any kind of real
Sure.
Whitney's
relationship.
background doesn't seem
yeah.
to be.
I've
heard nothing
first
about-
of all, they're carrying on about how she was a trailblazer and she had to, battle the odds to become a star because, she's black and all this.
Her mother is Sissy Houston. Her
Her aunt is Dionne
Warwick,
Warwick.
Yeah.
and her godmother is Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
Like,
so-
hello, it's not like she didn't have a few entrees into the business, or nor can you say that she didn't understand the business. She didn't know the business. She was a naive girl from Iowa or something on the farm.
We'll
who
get
didn't
back
know
to the
anything
Grammys
about-
later because I got something to say about that.
No,
but
I think
at the
it's-
Grammys last night, another singer died a couple weeks ago who was a trailblazer.
Yes.
And they
Didn't even mention.
didn't
her.
even mention her. Etta James.
Etta James, they did a very small tribute to Etta James.
Right. I mean,
Etta
when I
James-
say comparatively nothing.
Yeah.
Etta James, truly was a trailblazer.
There would have been no Whitney Houston or Sissy Houston
Or any of those
Dionne
people
Warwick
without Etta James.
without Etta James there.
But you have to remember, we don't remember 20 years ago. We don't
Yeah.
care. We don't care about 20 years. Oh, we don't care what you did years ago because she wasn't a train wreck.
Okay.
Right.
People didn't care because she was an older woman. She
But
died.
But the thing is, she did die of a more
yeah,
natural,
more natural way.
a
but
natural death. But the other thing that incenses me is that so many of these people who are on, who are on TV and or on
Did
the
you watch
radio,
the
and they're
Did you
going
watch the
on-
Grammys?
They're going on
I
and
saw
on
parts.
about Whitney, and it's like they're so disingenuous
Yeah.
because
I
2
get it.
days ago
were
before she
making fun of her.
died, they were making fun of
well,
her.
they showed her on Thursday. She was out partying on Thursday, and they were making fun of her on Thursday.
yeah.
And she dies on Saturday.
So it's like it's like people shut up. Like, really, let the family
Call it a
grieve.
tragedy and go.
It is a tragedy. It's definitely a tragedy. But she is not a hero. She
No.
is not someone to be.
Yeah, people use the
idolized.
word hero all the time for someone who dies
I mean,
too
her
young.
death was.
I don't know, because we are a country that worships celebrities
She was-
regardless
her
of
death
what
was
bad thing they have done. And I'll go back to
so
Michael Jackson.
Self-inflicted.
Michael Jackson was accused twice. Who knows how many times, but twice that we
right,
know of child molestation.
Right.
I mean, this is a man that may or may not have
Right.
inappropriately touched
And we will never know.
kids. But we all do know. I mean, we know. We know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows there was something inappropriate happening. For a grown man to give wine, we know that he did that.
Yes.
We know that he took him to a secret room. We know that they slept in the same room.
Yes.
This is a man that's mentally disturbed in more
Yes,
than one
without a
way.
doubt.
He's a junkie. He may or may not have touched kids. But we forgot about that. And
I
we
know.
warned, oh my God, Michael Jackson's dead. We need to shut down Los Angeles because Michael Jackson's dead.
Right,
We
this is
do
what I'm
the
saying.
same for every celebrity that dies, regardless of if it's deserved or if it's not.
It's-
Yeah, like I said, it's death becomes a kind of
I mean, it's
reborn
not like-
virginity.
Yeah.
Like
It's
they
not like
become
she
pure
died,
again.
It's not like she was shot on the street or that she died, God forbid, of some horrible disease. I
Yeah.
mean, this was something she basically did to herself.
So what the story now that's coming out is that she died in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Drowned.
But did she drown? Is that what they're saying?
That's what I heard, that she apparently passed out in the bathtub and drowned.
She basically overdosed on Xanax.
Something to that.
not
Okay,
even a
now
fun drug to
here's the
OD
deal.
on.
Okay, now I feel sorry for the daughter,
Very.
and I feel sorry for her family.
Of
But here we
course.
go. Every report from now on is not going to tell you more. It's not. It's not going to tell you anything that you don't know already. It'll be some version of she was sad and screwed up. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So all the reports from now on, who were they for?
I think that it should be, use this as an example of a cautionary tale to young people that this is what drugs can do to you.
By the way, she didn't die from drowning. Rather, what appears to be a combination of Xanax and other prescription mixed with alcohol, say the sources. There was not enough water in Whitney's lungs to lead to the conclusion of drowning. So she
dosed. She
Yeah.
OD'd.
Our sources
basically,
say that
or-
family Whitney may have died before she became submerged in the water.
That's possible. Yeah.
I mean, the initial story was that she had her clothes on when she was in the tub.
And
I don't, they're probably taking that back, but that means that, when someone is ODing,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing you do is you throw them in the tub and you throw cold water on them. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if that's true, but that's what a lot of people do
Yeah.
to kind of slow it down.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually does slow it down, but
I don't either.
But
And I
that's
don't-
what the first report
Okay.
was, to kind of say like someone else might have been there.
I feel really sorry for her daughter. That child is so fucked up already. I mean, if you ever saw the way they treated the kid on the TV show, it was
If they didn't
horrible.
ignore her, they abused her.
They abused her. They used to like call her a fat pig and stuff.
Who did?
Whitney and Bobby.
Oh, to the kid.
Yes.
Awful people.
Horrible.
They're just awful.
Horrible, the way they treated that child. So the kid is screwed. And I was like,
Her
like-
death is a tragedy. There is no heroism involved. We're done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow,
R.I.P. Whitney.
tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and we
Yes.
wanted to know what you and Jess do for Valentine's Day. Do you do anything special?
Yeah, I mean, well, we don't do the crazy big stuff. I mean, we did the first couple of years, but
I was gonna.
Yeah.
we go out maybe to dinner. But I think this year what we're going to do, and this is a great idea, we're going to get really good food. We're going to order in.
Okay.
We're going to get candy. And we're going to build a fort.
You're going to build a fort?
Yes,
In your bedroom?
in my bedroom.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So you're going to just sort of
Hunker down.
Hunker down. We're going to build a fort. I mean, we're going to build it out.
Now, will Spencer be in the room?
Yeah.
Okay,
He's allowed to be in the room.
that's hysterical. Because that's what happens.
Don't-
Now, when
well,
you said we
for
don't
what?
like
the
crazy
fort,
the first
the
year.
fort or after the fort? After the fort, it's a little uncomfortable seeing him, so I have to put him away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he watch you?
Sometimes but I get rid of him really quickly.
Aggie has a tendency to
Stare.
Face the other way. And look over her shoulder like,
And
"Are you
every
done
once
yet?"
in a while, she harumphs, and she'll like go over to her pillow on the floor, and she gets this look on her face like,
Well, we refer to the act as the
Yes.
game we play, not with you.
yes, this is the game they play, not with me.
That's really funny.
I don't like this game.
Do you guys go out? Do you guys do like the whole?
No, I was
No,
just gonna say
we do nothing.
Your
Nothing.
your path is exactly the same. Did you go crazy the first few years?
We did when we were
Yeah.
dating, yeah, and then like what did we? I don't even remember what we did our first Valentine's Day when
No.
we were married.
I know that I always got you flowers. I know that what I used to do when it started to get into larger years, I started getting her that number of roses. So I remember
Yeah.
getting you like 17
Yeah.
roses, that kind of thing for.
Jessica refers to my my Valentine's Day gift giving as shooting my load the first couple of years
Because you
Yeah.
couldn't do any
Because-
better.
because
Or you
I
had
like the first like 3 years like I went crazy, like I would spend $1,000 on a bracelet. I
Oh
would
my
buy,
God.
like crazy stuff. Like I bought her a tennis bracelet, a really expensive tennis bracelet. Like
Those
the,
are
the
expensive.
second year we were together. And then after that, like slowly the gifts got worse and worse and worse. I'm like, listen, you got all the good stuff.
You getting coupons now?
I'm like, now you have to deal with just getting like something else. Like we just go out to eat, you know?
Now,
That's-
do you get anything from her?
No, we write each other a letter every year.
Really?
Oh, that's nice.
And it's always the same. Don't worry, things are going to get better. 7 years, the same letter.
Is it a form letter? Is it just like you could print it out and sign it?
Yeah, it's like
Change the
it's
date.
fine. Everything's going to get better. This year's going to be a good year. Every year, same letter.
That's
No, we
Oh,
write
isn't
each
it
other
so
a
nice?
letter.
No,
Love,
that's actually
love means
kinda
lying to
sweet.
each other. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
I used to always get you cards.
Yeah. She's a giant card freak.
I
now
was
see, I'm really bad
see,
with.
he never gets me
I don't
cards.
either.
So now that we've sort of like
But the
it's-
letter's the same thing. I'm writing a letter. It's kind of equivalent to.
Oh, it is definitely.
Well, the
Yeah.
cards.
No,
You have to
that's nice.
understand that cards.
That's right.
Cards are an odd thing in my world
Mhm.
because I came from a family.
That did
Like-
not believe in cards.
No. Quite the opposite. My
No.
mother was like, "Okay, honey, you explain because that way, I'm not biasing it, so you get it from my perspective."
His mother would sort of make sure he bought her a card.
Like drive me to the store and give me the money
To get
because
her
I couldn't
card.
have money. I wasn't allowed.
To
Like-
buy her a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She would like set up. She like whatever she like whatever image she had of the way things were supposed to be. She would set it up so that he would do it for her.
And
Oh,
then he
that's
would. Then
a
she
little-
would go
little
on.
uncomfortable.
Wait a minute. Then she
Just
would
a
go.
tad.
She would then go on and on to people
About
saying
what he did.
what he did for her, and I was like,
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is weird.
so it made giving a card so tainted to me. I would write letters to her.
Yeah, he
and
would
I wrote
write-
and I write notes all the time.
He
I
would write notes to me and stuff. And
and I did it so much that Valentine's Day became like, there are people that really I asked online today on Facebook. There are people that really hate this holiday.
well, I walked into my Gyrotonic studio today, and the woman who owns the studio was just leaving, and somebody said something about Valentine's Day, and she was like, "I hate that holiday."
Ooh.
Do you think there's too
And
much
she's
pressure?
married.
I don't think there's too much pressure. I think it's you. I think it's.
Do you think there's too much pressure though? Like
I
we're
do.
both married. We're both married.
Yeah,
Do
but
you
the
think there's-
holiday,
I think
like
so.
some people benefit from it. Like the people who don't get laid too often, then they know they'll get laid on this day and a birthday. Like they look forward to this. It's a great day in the
Or
world.
if you don't get laid, is it just there's a date on the board?
Yeah,
this
this is
is
the
3
day.
weeks from the day that I know I'm not going to get
Yeah.
laid.
Yeah, I,
mean, it
guess.
just- does
I don't know. I think it's one of those holidays that I think people do feel pressured
Yeah.
that especially if you're dating, that you have to do something and it has to be big. And then if you have if you've only been dating, let's say a month or so,
Yeah, do you or do you,
like
don't
how
you?
much do you do?
Yeah.
You know
what you do? You buy like.
you acknowledge, but how much and how
I think the chocolate is stupid. I don't do the chocolate. Like I'd rather do roses than the chocolate.
Wait a minute, but would Jess want chocolate?
No, I'm saying, yeah, because she likes candy, but I could get her like an Easter bunny, like chocolate bunny, and she'll eat it. Jess wants chocolate.
Jess wants chocolate.
She's fat.
Apparently, right now.
But it doesn't matter what kind.
Oh, see, I like really good chocolate.
Candy. She wants candy.
More-
More,
if
more
I-
than
yeah.
flowers, because you can't eat flowers.
Like I could get her like Sour Patch Kids, and she'll be happy with that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does she have a favorite candy? Like
Swedish fish
Swedish-
and Twizzlers. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Swedish fish?
See, now
you know
what I would do.
discovered that I really love? Godiva makes these little round, they call them pearls. They're like the size of a pearl. And you can get them in milk chocolate, white chocolate, or dark chocolate. They're
It's just
little-
chocolate in another form. I don't get it. Why it's so amazing?
Oh,
It's,
because it's.
Oh,
it's,
they're so good.
They convince you it is.
No, it's really.
but what
they're
I'm saying
really
is
good.
that same chocolate in another form, is it not as good? But you particularly like the pearls. It's a
You know what I
perfect-
love?
Perfect dose. Is it a
Yeah,
perfect?
it's kind of a good dose, I guess.
You know what I love, which is my favorite chocolate, the purple wrapper one with the almonds inside, and like the almonds and the raisins.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like, it's not a high quality chocolate.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
love that. Like, I could eat like bars and bars of it.
Aggie.
Aggie would eat chocolate, but she would
Come on.
explode.
Yeah.
Yes,
She ate a
Aggie
bowl.
would
She ate a
eat
bowl
chocolate.
of dark chocolate treats, and we had to put her in the hospital.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, she
looked like
we had to have her stomach pumped
yeah.
Oh, poor dog.
because
Yeah.
she ate a whole bowl of dark chocolate kisses.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
It's
They love
actually
it.
very
Now,
dangerous
now,
to them.
she,
I love dark chocolate.
now, besides the letter from Jess, did you ever get anything from her?
Yeah, I can't think of anything offhand,
Did you give
but
me
I
a piece
have.
of jewelry on? I think you've always given me jewelry on Christmas, and it's too close.
I bought you
Uh-oh.
a sweater our first Valentine's Day before what we weren't
What
married
were you
yet.
just engaged?
Yeah, I bought you that, and we had it for years. You stopped wearing it, and then I started wearing it.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
that raspberry color.
Yeah.
So
I bought that for you for Valentine's
I'm
Day.
at this is an interesting thing because what do you get a guy on Valentine's Day? I'm at Godiva's website and they have it for him. And it's exactly the same as for her.
That's hysterical.
Hysterical, right?
Now, do you think? Oh, okay.
I'm
gonna
very
ask now,
uncomfortable. Like,
do you like flowers?
Do I?
Yeah. Would you want flowers?
I would get very uncomfortable.
Really?
If you got flowers,
Like if I got flowers, I would get
Why?
really uncomfortable because I don't know. It's just way too much for me.
See, I love
I would get-
flowers.
I would get
He
really
loves
uncomfortable.
flowers.
No. I would feel very uncomfortable. It would be a whole thing. Like even if Jess got me like a box of chocolate, like I would feel very uncomfortable.
Oh,
Oh,
so you
so
getting?
if she got you something for Valentine's Day, you would feel weird.
No, like it
You know-
depends. Like if it's like a Valentine's Day thing, like I feel it'll be weird. Like if she got me like here's a headphone. Like it's still a little off. Like I could kind of justify. The less Valentine's-y it is, the more I could justify it, but it's still a little off.
You mean so? So do you think of Valentine's Day as a day that the guy bestows stuff on the woman more than anything?
Yeah, I mean it's a day to I don't
So
know.
growing up, was it a
It's-
day you were going to get laid? Seriously?
Me?
Yeah.
Growing up?
Yeah. I mean, before, before Jess. I was going to say BJ,
no,
but that's not.
BJ before Jess.
Yeah.
No, because I don't think people really do that, right? Like they find someone to get laid on.
No. I meant like you're going out with someone, but Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's a day.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
gonna
know.
happen.
Yeah.
You bought
That's
me
a default.
Our first Valentine's Day, you bought me flowers
Mm-hmm.
and chocolates, a box of chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you gave me a card.
Yeah, I did. And well, I know you liked cards.
Yeah, I think you did. But I remember I snuck into your apartment
That's right.
at lunchtime. I
And
had
left
the
me
key,
stuff, yeah.
and I left the present for you.
Absolutely.
That's what I
And
did.
her plan the whole time was to let me wear the sweater and break it in, and then she took it.
I could have swore that one year we were on our way to dinner and I got really angry at something and I turned the car around and I came back home. Could have swore that happened.
You would do that.
I would, yeah.
You do
I've done
know
that more
about-
than once.
You do know about the holiday they set up for guys because they basically
No,
said
what
that
is that?
you can look it up. I swear to God, it exists. They
I
the
can
saying.
only celebrate it with you halfway, sweetheart.
Yeah, I know. This is going to be interesting once you hear it. They said that basically that Valentine's Day is really set up for men to spoil women.
Mm-hmm.
So someone said, there really should be a day set up for women to spoil men.
And what would it be called?
So sometime, I think it's March 14th. March 14th is known as Steak and Blowjob Day.
oh yeah,
look it
steak and blowjob day. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But, Joe can only do half of that.
Yes, I can only do half of that, sweetheart.
I'm going here. It is a real thing.
It is a real thing.
Is
But
it
you know
March
what
14th?
You know what I think is? I've always thought was kind of weird that people give their mothers Valentines.
Well, they
Yeah.
expanded it.
You know.
So because at first it was romantic love. I did a little research on it today.
Was it real? Like, was it?
Well, they're all the way back. There was a Saint Valentine. In
Yeah.
fact, there were 3 Saint Valentines because like there's several different Saint Stephens and there's Saint. Valentine was a fairly popular name. So there are 3 Saint Valentines, and they on the old do you know about the Saint of the Day calendar, the Saint of the Day book?
Yeah, every day
Okay.
there's a saint.
Every day
Yes.
there's a saint. Well, Saint Valentine was, it came into the 14th, and they don't even really know which one it was. It was a fusion of the 3, and they all had different superpowers, kind of thing. But none of them had to do with love. And you just honored Saint Valentine on Saint Valentine's Day. I said this online today. All you people who have a hard time with Valentine's Day and think it all started with Chaucer.
Yeah, Geoffrey Chaucer.
Geoffrey Chaucer, who is considered like the first modern English writer in the 1400s. I love that. Wrote something about he equated love and Valentine's, the feast of Saint Valentine's, and from then on it sort of
All
started
his
to get
fault.
linked together, and it just more and more, and then a lot of poetry was written about it, and then eventually what happened? A book was written. Basically, here's a book of poems for guys who can't think of the words to say themselves.
Right.
Okay. And then that led to someone saying, well, maybe you could just write a line or 2 of that. And someone invented cards, and cards were invented like in the beginning of the 1800s in England, and they were very ornate. They were always made with lace and ribbon and stuff. Like the earliest Valentines were very, very ornate.
Yes.
But they were solely romantic love.
Yes.
Now you can get a Valentine's Day card for your dog.
Yeah,
You know,
I
you-
mean,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they have it
Oh,
for
yeah.
everything.
Well,
Anything,
because-
I love chocolate cake, and I think I can find a Valentine's card to send
But
to my
there
favorite chocolate cake.
seems to be several theories about what the Valentine shape
The shape of the heart is.
represents, because we know that that's not what a real heart looks
No.
like.
Do you know what your real heart looks like? This is very cool.
A real heart.
Looks like your fist.
Looks
Yeah.
like your fist.
Looks like a fist.
Sure.
Kind of looks like that.
So there, I mean, now
But that
some
doesn't
people,
seem nearly. Can you imagine that stuff with chocolate? That would just be weird.
Yeah. Now, some people say it's the shape of a woman's behind when she's bent over.
When did they figure out, like, when did they come up with the symbol for a heart?
Well, it's because it's been several different things, and it started off different. There was even heart. The symbol of the heart is in the dictionary as a word, like I heart New York.
Yeah.
Oh,
It means
really?
But
love.
that's modern times.
Yeah.
Yes, no, what I'm saying is that love, the symbol has been around so long that it's been bandied to be a different shape. It was in different shapes. It even existed in form like an exclamation point with a heart with a dot under it to be extreme love.
So when did it become?
Apparently, it originated in Egypt. It's an Egyptian, in Egyptian mythology, heart portion of the soul was weighed at a balance of a feather, blah, 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 symbolizing truth.
Right. But the shape itself,
the shape itself, supposedly,
like
there
everything
are
in
several
heraldry becomes like
theories.
symbolic of real things. Some people said that it was the shape of 2 swans in their mating dance, which the bent necks,
And they actually do look like
and
the
it does
shape
look like a
of
heart.
It does.
If you see swans courting, it literally, their heads form the heart. Some said that it's actually an inverted set of testicles.
And
Yeah,
then some
okay.
people say it's the shape of a woman's vulva.
Yeah. And
Okay.
some say that's the shape of a 72 Volvo, which is weird.
Yeah, 72 Volvo. That also, yeah. Looks just like that.
Which I think is weird because in the 70s it was still very boxy. Maybe like an 80s Volvo.
The heart symbol is considered to depict features of the human female body, such as the buttocks, the pubic mound, and the vulva.
Yeah.
This
So
is
no
why
one
when you
really
say
knows.
when you say
I'm just trying to see, like, when they started using it as, like, love, when it got linked to love.
well, do you mean the symbol or
The symbol.
or
The
Valentine's
symbol.
Day?
The symbol.
The Valentine's it seems like that it started to appear on coats of heraldry,
Yeah.
which again, that would be post Chaucer in that time. So in the 1500s.
1500s, yeah.
Well, that's when you had all that.
Chaucer was what, 13
Chaucer
something.
Chaucer was born in 1388,
Yeah.
I think.
The knights
See,
championing
I know
women
that. Look
and
at
stuff
that.
like
I know stuff.
Oh,
'Cause
did you
had
see?
a
Did
good
you see on my
English
thing?
teacher.
Did you
Yeah.
see on the thread? Someone was like, "Does anyone have a copy of Mr. Blaze's author list?"
No.
Because they wanted to teach it in the class.
That's funny. It's interesting. You know what's actually? They also for many cultures the liver is a sign of love.
Really?
You refer to the liver as like passionate, like
The liver?
yeah.
Well, they thought the whole thing with the heart was such a vital organ that they thought it must transcend solely being an organ,
Right.
and that it was the essence of life, and that life and love were so closely linked that they thought that it had. A lot of people thought, in essence, that the soul was contained in the heart.
Well, in I guess my culture, the way we say like my love is actually translates to my liver.
Really?
Yeah.
With onions?
Yeah. With onion.
And fava-
Without onions.
fava beans.
And fava beans.
The
Yeah.
good Chianti.
And a little hummus on the side. but that's
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
It,
interesting.
it's liver because
You are my liver. No.
it's called jiger.
What is it?
Jiger.
Jiget?
Yeah. Jiger.
Spell it.
I don't know how to spell Gegar.
Jiger.
Yeah. So
Don't
it
change the
actually
pronunciation.
becomes
He knows
liver.
the language.
No, she said it perfect.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think it's liver because that it's liver.
Wow.
Yeah. The liver is also a symbol of one night stand. Yes, it is.
It is?
I don't think so. Yeah.
No, it's because a lot of times when you have a one night stand, it's because
Because
you
of alcohol.
drank a lot.
Yeah.
So therefore, affecting your liver.
No, it's actually, that is funny. Why is it liver? Why is you say my love, like my liver? Oh, my love. Like if I'm like Joanna, my love. Like you would say it translates to Joanna, my liver. I could be messing this up so bad.
I'm gonna
Well,
like.
if we have any other
We're gonna-
Armenian viewers,
We're gonna print a retraction. There are
Please
Armenians.
let us
There are
know.
Armenians across the planet slapping their head, going,
What the hell is he talking
about?
Yeah, I have a group of. I got an email about a year ago from this group in Beirut, and they're these Armenian teenagers that watch the show every week at the Armenian Center.
Are you serious?
40 of them, because they find it so funny on how different I am from them.
He's a god.
That's so funny.
Because they thought like you're American, you're so American, but
Well-
you're Armenian, but you're American. I'm first generation here.
It's weird. They have food flown in from Erewhon.
Yeah, they did. They're like, what is this Erewhon?
Wait a minute. You were born here, right?
I was born here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Flushing Hospital, state of the art facility.
Hospital?
Yeah, lived in Astoria for a little bit.
He's from the fancy side.
I'm
of
from
the
the
family.
fancy side. Yeah.
Yes, I grew up in Astoria.
Flushing Hospital. It's no longer. No, it is still there.
Kings
it should
County
be condemned.
Hospital.
Kings County. Ooh, that should be condemned too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I was
My
born-
brother, St. John's. Oof.
In Elmhurst?
Yeah.
That's no longer there.
No longer there.
I had surgery at St.
Awful,
John's.
right? How
It
bad?
was
Awful.
it
I
was
took
a
care of
nightmare.
One of
It
the
was a
worst
nightmare.
experiences. Yeah.
Literally one of the worst experiences of my life. Really.
Probably
Maybe-
screwed up the first 2 years of our marriage.
Yeah, it did. Totally screwed up the first 2 years of our marriage. I had to have a cyst removed from my bladder. We had only been married
A month and a
couple
half.
months.
They removed your left thumb.
No, I think they removed
This
the
isn't
correct
even the woman I
cyst.
married. The
Yeah.
other one is really weird.
No, it was so bad.
And the anesthesiologist was hitting on her.
yeah.
Was-
The Chinese
Yes. I had this little
anesthesiologist.
Chinese anesthesiologist who would call me. I swear, he would call me and he was hitting on me. I'm lying there with
that was a bad hospital.
I'm lying there with a catheter stuck inside me and IVs in my arm.
He's hitting on you.
Hitting on me.
You're the first live thing he's seen in years.
I know. It It was horrible. It
No,
was
there's
horrible.
that
Horrible.
But you know
that
what's
was
so
legendary to be a bad hospital. Like
awful.
everybody knew.
Awful.
And it was St. John's. Like you thought it was like a good. No, it was awful.
I used to stay.
There was a Wendy's
I
across the
stayed with
street.
her.
He stayed with me. He slept in the hospital and he stayed with me. And now actually in a lot of hospitals they let people do that because
Yeah.
they've realized that it helps the patient. But back then that was very unusual. But they were so understaffed. They had I could call for a nurse.
We
Nobody-
became very, very, very intimate in that time.
Yeah.
Are they still there?
No.
No, they're not.
No,
No.
St. John's.
It's now like a
Queens.
Jiffy Lube.
Is it?
No,
It's-
this hospital's closed or merged with another facility. Yeah.
Yeah, but the facility itself doesn't function as a hospital.
Yeah.
No.
The building is no longer a hospital.
They closed it quite a few years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
did.
Oh,
They
yeah.
did. They were taken over by another group of people or whatever at one point. Because they actually called me. It was years after I'd had the surgery. Someone from the hospital called me
We'd like to have you back.
and wanted to know about my experience at the hospital.
And what did you say?
She was
I told
very
them
honest.
the truth.
Yeah.
I told them the truth. I said it was the worst experiences of my life. Really
so
was.
bad.
I mean, I remember being in excruciating pain and nobody coming, you know.
And you could hear the nurse call bells going off all night.
Yep.
And it was really not even the nurse's fault.
No, the nurse, they were understaffed. They were horribly understaffed. So yeah, it was really, really awful. Terrible experience. But is Flushing Hospital still there?
Flushing is still there. Yeah.
Where is Flushing Hospital?
After Booth.
After Booth?
Yeah. That Booth is not even Booth anymore. It's
No, it's,
New York Hospital of Queens, which
yes.
is a very good hospital now.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
My dad passed away
One of the
there.
best neuros.
My dad passed away there, but it was no fault of theirs, and they were really wonderful.
Yeah, they were great.
They were really, really wonderful to us. They treated him and they treated me really beautifully.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah, it's now a
impeccable.
very good hospital. It totally changed over.
How do we get from love to hospitals?
Because that's what you do when you're in love.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just put up with people.
I
Yeah,
wonder
but-
now. Do single people go out and get laid on this day? I don't
Well,
think so.
I think this is why one of the people that
No,
one of
I
the
think
reasons
they
that
sit
people
home and be depressed.
right. I think this is one of the reasons people hate the holiday so much.
Yeah.
Plus, isn't it kind of legendary that breakups like this week
Yeah.
are gigantic? Because God, I don't want to. Because if you don't break up with the girl ahead of time,
You're gonna have to get her a present.
and you're gonna have to spend major change on taking her out and stuff.
How much
Right.
do you spend on a Valentine's Day dinner? Like, I'm not talking about a couple. I'm talking about like a first date. That also plays into it.
Oh, a first date?
yeah, not a first date, but like you take a girl out for that day. Do you go for like a really nice place, or do you?
I think you go, and they jack the prices of everything up too.
Right.
But-
Well, they kept trying to make it like. Do you remember when they were trying to do Valentine's week?
Yeah.
They wanted to like have a week.
Spread it out.
Yeah, spread it out. They wanted Valentine's week because it falls on.
Well,
They
like
don't.
this
It's
week,
not a legal holiday, so you don't get the day off.
And it kind of sucks if
It's a Tuesday.
yeah, like this year it's a Tuesday.
But you can probably get cheap dinner.
They really should like make it on a Saturday or something. They really should.
But I think most people do. I think a lot of people were out this weekend
Yeah.
celebrating.
I don't know. I mean, I think how much you spend on a dinner, where you go, depends on how old you are. And your social.
But here's
At
something-
least $120.
Here's something I learned: don't use a coupon.
Don't use a coupon.
Do not.
No.
And there are a lot of these coupons out there for
No.
Valentine's Day. Never use a coupon. Never
Yeah.
pull it out.
No, you
But-
do not
but
pull out.
Don't
the
do a
coupon.
Groupon deal. None of
No.
that.
Not on a first date.
Not
and not on Valentine's Day.
on Valentine's
No.
Day. Regardless,
No.
you never do that. I feel really weird about using coupons or gift cards to restaurants. I won't ever use it. Like people used to give me gift cards to restaurants.
Really?
I never use it. Yeah,
Why?
I think it's a little tacky.
Well, I'm okay with it as long
If
as
it's a
the waiter
gift
knows.
card,
Yeah,
It
but
is
like,
cash.
It
if it's a
I
gift
know,
card, though,
I
it's
know,
been
but-
paid for.
no, like if you go on a date with someone
Yeah.
and you have a
Yes.
gift card to the
that's a little
restaurant,
different.
Get
That's
those the entertainment books.
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
discount.
a little
Let me,
different.
let me go through the page, which is the restaurants.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a little different. Like you take them to that restaurant because you have a gift certificate.
Yeah,
to it.
that's what someone's gonna
That's a little
think.
tacky. But I mean, to use it for yourself.
yeah, for yourself you can. Like I feel like I don't feel comfortable like using it on like a date.
No, not for a date.
Yeah.
But I mean, at this point, we would use it.
You would. Now you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, it'd be like, you all that hungry? Because I don't have enough for you. You can watch me eat, and I can watch you eat next week.
Yeah.
It's interesting how people behave. This is a day with a lot of pressure.
It is
for
a
many
day with
people.
a lot of
And I
pressure.
think it's why people hate it.
And I think,
And many women put a lot of pressure on men to do something
They
extravagant because this is their day that their husband's going to be, George Clooney.
well,
I'm
the
sorry,
other
I think
thing
it's-
too is that I know it's supposed to be kind of cute and sweet and whatever, but it can be very hurtful to kids when little kids in
yeah.
school
Give out
Valentine's.
I never understood that.
And the kid who doesn't get any, and some
Listen,
kid gets.
He'll know.
But that's horrible.
You have to know what it's like
That's horrible.
not to be accepted.
What?
I was shunned by society. Why?
That's why you're the way
And
you
look
are.
at how I am. Look at how I turned out.
Yeah, obviously. You see?
Yeah.
You see what happens?
I'll tell you one thing. You want to know? Like you're
There's
actually
an
right in the way.
There's an argument in our
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah,
Andrea.
really.
I'll tell you something that makes a lot of sense what you said. In kindergarten, okay, and it's weird. It stuck with me. It was Stephanie Chan's birthday,
That's
and
Stephanie.
she gave everybody napkins, and she didn't give me a napkin, and she walked right by me. I've never forgotten that.
We should go find her.
I found
We
her.
should have
I found her on Facebook a couple
Did you-
years
Did
ago.
you
Yeah,
really?
I sent her an
Did you
email.
ask her?
I called her a stupid bitch. And I
Oh.
said, why didn't you give me a napkin? I'm just telling you, you're a stupid bitch, and I hope you're unhappy in your life.
And what did she say? Who the hell are you?
No, she never responded.
Gee,
I did it
I'm
on the air. I did it on the air.
Oh, you idiot.
I did it on the air. Sent her a message.
Was she hot?
She was cute. She was a cute girl.
That sucks. Sorry, Andrew.
She was really cute.
So who did you want to give you a Valentine?
We never, you know what? I'm the generation that everybody got it.
Right, but
But in middle school,
you know what?
But didn't we have the middle school thing where you would go to a class and they would give you one?
Oh, the ones with the secret ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Secret ones?
With the chocolate lollipops and stuff and all that. Yeah, the Esso store sold all that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I remember you would sit with those individual ones because you can buy a package of them to
Oh,
give
the little
everyone
Valentine's cards?
The little Valentine's
Yeah.
cards, and you didn't want to give one that said too much. And then there were ones that were like, if you have to give them to the other boys, it was like because you gave them to girls and boys. It was really weird.
Yeah, you gave
I was
them
like,
everybody.
really? They're being very, very.
Doesn't everybody now get one though? Like everybody
think
in
so,
like the little
yeah.
grades give them out.
Right.
I think
It's
you,
mandatory.
I
But they
think
did
you
that-
have to give it to everybody.
It's like
yeah.
the like for the birthday, like you got if you're giving cookies, everybody has to get cookies.
Right.
Like
But-
everybody has to get the same thing.
But
Right.
you know, you must have done this. You get something from a girl. I know girls do it, but guys do it way more than guys admit. Like what the card says, even the words that they didn't write. It's like, she picked this card and it said, I'm so glad I know you. And it's like, see, she I think it says, I think she loves me. I really do. I think she loves me. The card that I wanted, and I wanted it to be good, was from Pamela Morrissey. God, did I think she was hot.
When was
sixth grade hot?
6th grade hot?
Yeah, first, second grade.
Sixth grade hot, yeah.
No,
Who
not
was
sixth
Looking
grade.
like-
First,
looking like-
first and second grade.
Oh, I thought you meant.
Pamela Morrissey. And I've actually talked to her on Facebook, and she had no idea. She had no idea. It was hysterical.
I don't. 3rd grade.
Which is hysterical because her older brother, Bruce, knew.
3rd grade, I remember. Yeah, in 3rd
I don't remember.
grade, I
I'll-
had a crush on Bernard Fazio.
Kindergarten, I remember I used to comb
I
this
hate
girl's
him.
hair.
I hate him.
I used to comb this girl's hair, and the teacher called my mother and
Curse
said
you,
I have
Bernard
a hair
Fazio.
like weirdness with hair. And I love long hair. I still
serious?
love long hair. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. She also, this woman, Miss Khan, she called my mother and said my mother's selfish for me being an only child, and how could she's an awful parent.
Are you
Same
serious?
woman. Yep. Kindergarten.
Oh my god.
Said that I just want to let you know you're extremely selfish and you're ruining this child and you're an awful mother because he's an only child.
Did you ever have a crush on a teacher? I had a crush.
Oh
on
man, you know
I
which
had a
teacher
crush-
I'm talking about?
No. Well,
You know-
I'm talking about like in first grade.
No,
I had
they
a
were all
crush on my
bags,
music
all of them.
teacher. In first grade, I had a crush on my
Yeah.
music teacher who'd come in like once a week. Her name was Miss Gajeka.
No, teachers were all old. All of
Really?
them were old. Yeah.
I had nuns.
I wonder
so-
how old they really were. You
Like
know, if
40.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. They were always really old. And then in 7th grade, I had that art teacher.
Oh yeah.
that was like 20.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking
We got
about.
to see something on her.
I know.
She showed all the boys something.
She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes,
She looks like
was.
J-Lo.
I wonder what she looks
yes,
like
she-
now.
My understanding is that one of my former students now teaches with her. She like left teaching, came back to it, left it, came back to it.
She
And
looks a
she's
lot
been
like Jennifer Lopez.
and she's been engaged a couple times.
She looked like one of the kids.
Well, she
Like-
she looked really young.
Like
Yeah.
she was super
Well, the
young.
girls in the drama club used to run up to Joanna all the time, going, "She was talking to Mr. Blaze. She was talking to Mr. Blaze."
That's so funny.
Yeah, they used to tell on him.
They would
yeah,
rat me
I saw
out.
her talking to him.
Yeah, because they hated her.
Oh, they hated her.
She was like developed
because she
and
was
they weren't.
she was
Yeah.
beautiful, and she was talking to him. I saw her.
She had an amazing smile and she had the shiniest hair.
Yeah, she did.
I've always had a way with women. Somebody just reminded me to tell this story before we
Uh-oh.
wrap up the show.
Uh-oh.
And since we're talking about
Oh,
Valentine's
it's our
Day,
traditional Valentine's
in 7th
story.
grade on Valentine's Day, I got a card by some girl that had a crush on me,
Yeah.
and they were a big fan of that band Bush
Okay.
with Gavin Rosdale. And I told her how the entire day I told her how Gavin Rosdale is a bisexual, and that she got really upset and she started crying. Now let's flash forward a couple of years.
You are Mr. Smooth.
Oh, yeah.
You really are.
There was a girl that I worked with at the Gap, and she I guess I can say it because she actually told me a couple of years later that she had a huge crush on me until she realized what an a-hole I am. And then she wanted me
Is
a
that
little
how it
bit.
normally goes?
Well, what happens is that they have a crush on you. They realize you're just an ass, and they like you even more. And then they realize, oh my God, he's a real ass, not playing one.
And then-
I hate him.
And then they
I-
run.
Yeah.
I
So-
get the, you're not gay? Because I always thought you were cute. Then I thought you were gay. Now I think you're cute again.
So this poor girl, was working with me, and she had just started, like the day of 9/11, her first day there at the job.
Oh my God.
And she started that week. And I remember that she said how she loves Whitney Houston. She's a huge Whitney Houston fan, okay?
And we've come
And
full circle.
We've come
Yeah.
full circle, and all I could do is think about her the last couple days, and I'm trying to reach out to her to see how she's dealing with it, so I want to get her on the show. So she was a huge Whitney Houston fan, and I walked in there, I'm like, did you hear what happened? Whitney Houston was on one of the planes. She's dead. And
Oh
the
my
poor girl, like,
Foreshadowing.
I mean, I've never seen someone
You're
just
such a dick.
fall apart emotionally in front of me. Like, I witnessed this poor girl, like it was almost like I told her father's dead.
You're
Like,
such
she was happy, she was ringing up a customer and just fell apart. Started crying and crying.
You know, this is all gonna
like,
come back to
sobbing,
you.
like just crying.
Karma is going to get you.
So I
Andrew.
told her, I'm joking. She's not dead, and
Karma's
she
a bitch wielding a baseball.
Yeah.
bat,
Yeah,
Andrew.
exactly.
Gunning for you.
And I told this story a couple years ago on the air. And what's funny is on Saturday, Kunal was here. We were doing some work. And by work, I mean drinking. And I played the video. I'm like, do you remember when we spoke about this on the show? One of our first shows we spoke about it. And she died that day. Weird, right? I think we're all connected somehow.
I think we are.
Yeah.
There's a really great book called The Holographic Universe, and you should read it because it's about how everything is interconnected. Everything.
But Sylvia,
believe
if
that.
you're watching, now I've outed your name, please get in touch with me because I'm dying to know if she's still devastated. Like, she was 17 at the time. I mean, we were in high school. So,
And Sylvia, if you would like, I will assist you in beating him.
yeah, this poor girl.
I want to meet the chick that didn't give you the napkin. That's
What did I say? Christina Chan.
Christina Chan.
Yeah, stupid bitch. Didn't give me the napkin. I hate you. All right, let's wrap it up. Go to our website, guysfromqueens.com. Also want to thank our sponsors, hover.com, domain names made simple. I don't have the lower third, so I skipped out on it today. Go to gfq.hover.com, get 10% off your entire purchase. Lon, Joanna, thank you. Great show.
Good show.
We'll see you all next week. And I'm just
Bye.
saying.
Later.